We have a new top 10 VA disability claim list released by the VA. So what we're going to do is go over the new top 10 and the top 10 VA claims of all time. Two different lists there. And I will show you how the VA rates each of these disabilities. The VA is basically saying this. All right. If you're rated by the VA, you probably have these 10 conditions, or at least one or multiple of this list. So if you aren't rated for any of these disabilities, but you have the evidence to be rated for it, it's pretty likely you're going to be service connected because your peers are service connected. Anyways, here we go. Let's dive into this. So this is most prevalent service connected disabilities of new recipients. Okay. And then down below, we have all time of all compensation recipients. And so number one on this list is tinnitus. It's broken down by sex. I don't really care about male or female, they, them, whatever it is we're saying these days. Anyways, that's a joke. Tinnitus here as number one. Okay. Limitation of the knee. So knees number two. I'm curious if it's left knee, right knee. So like you have two of them, right? And so obviously that would be up on this list. Then we have lumbar and cervical strain. So the entire spine. Same thing. These are two different claims here. Limitation of motion of the arm. Same thing with the arms. We got two arms, right? Cervical spine, lumbar spine, two knees, two arms. I wish they would parse those out there. Hearing loss is up there, probably 0%. Scars, burns, second degrees, that's up there. That one does surprise me here. Then we have paralysis of the sciatic nerve. That makes complete sense because that's on the same DBQ as a spine DBQ. So that makes sense. I would have thought the paralysis of arm nerve. I'm not sure what nerves are in the arms. Cubital, carpal tunnel. I don't know. Limitation of the ankle is on this list. Migraines on this list. And number 10, last but not least, is PTSD. I would have expected mental health, so anxiety, depression, PTSD, all of those would have been in the top 5, but it's interesting to see that it's not. Okay. Anyways, those are the new top 10. And then we have, these are getting added into OG top 10. This is top 10 of all time. Okay. So tinnitus remains the same. Knee remains the same. We see paralysis of the sciatic nerve on the previous list. Number 3 on this list. Lumbar and cervical strain went to number 4. I think that was number 3. Yep. Okay. So that went to number 4 there. Hearing loss stayed the same at 5. No, it didn't. Limitation of the arm. Okay. Hearing loss, PTSD is climbing its way up there. There's limitation of the arm, limitation of the ankle, scars, and migraines. So the new top 10 and the top 10 of all time are the same disabilities, just in a different order, right? Migraine went down, scars went down, PTSD went up, and then sciatic nerve went up. Again, it's the sciatic nerve, but left leg, right leg. I wonder if they're combining those. Anyways, let's just very quickly, I don't want this video to be an hour long. We're going to go over how each of the top 10 are rated. All right. I think I went in the order of the new top 10. So very quickly, here's tinnitus. Right now, it's at 10%. You either have it or you don't. If you have it, it's 10%. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yes, there are proposed changes, which are soon to be happening. Soon as in no one knows. For tinnitus in 6260, this will essentially just be deleted and it will go away. All right. And the VA's plan is to rope tinnitus under diagnostic codes. Anyways, there we go. That's tinnitus. We had the knee and the leg here. This one is specific to limitation of the knee. That part matters. And so ankylosis, that's up there. Yes, it's part of the rating. That's not what we're going to talk about. This is like SMC level, okay, by the way. You have impairment. So we have instability, like patellar instability, and the knee can be rated like that. That's not what this is referring to. Okay, there's patella right there. This is referring to right here. Bam, 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 bam. And so most veterans I see are rated at 10% for their knee. Once you hit that replacement level, you're at 30, right? That's not the code for replacement, but it's the same percentage there. And then you have extension. Okay, next is lumbar spine, which is right here. This is the big one. General rating formula for the spine. I'm going to explain this as fast as I can. There's multiple rating schedules for the spine. You have range of motion, which is like the overwhelming majority. And then you have incapacitating episodes for things like IVDS, right? The VA will take the higher of the two. So if you have IVDS, but your range of motion would be higher, the VA would rate you on the range of motion scale. Anyways, so there's the ratings. Okay, unfavorable spine. This is basically your life's over. You're a vegetable. Sorry to put it like that. Majority of ratings are going to be 40, 30, 20, and I see a ton of 20s for the back, 10 as well. All right. Scrolling down, tons of notes scrolling down. So all back it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is, you're being rated on one of these two schedules. And then you'll see incapacitating episodes. Yep, right here. Incapacitating episodes, 60, 40, 20, 10. And we're talking about like prescribed bed rest and what that looks like, okay? It's the same. You have the cervical spine, that's its own rating. There's the range of motion there, flexion, extension, lateral flexion, rotation. Then you have the middle and lower spine, thoracolumbar, bending forward, bending backwards, lateral flexion, and then rotation. That's how the VA rates the spine, down and dirty. Of the arm here. So here's the arm, limitation of the arm, 5201. Most shoulder ratings are at 20%. Okay. But there we go. That's how the VA rates the arm there. Range of motion. It's going to be a ton of these. Hearing loss. This one absolutely sucks. You're probably going to be rated at 0% for hearing loss. If it's not, then you really have hearing loss. There's a chart. It's very confusing to... Why can I not stop being highlighted? Okay, whatever. I guess it's just highlighted forever. And now I really messed something up. Okay. You're likely going to be 0% for hearing loss. Long story short, if you don't have hearing aids, don't sweat it too hard. If you do have hearing aids and you truly have hearing loss, not a decrease in your baseline, a true hearing loss, then that's for you. Okay. Next is scars. This is another weird one here. Ratings for the skin. Skin ratings are largely 0% until you start hitting the scar territory. Because think about it, like acne, eczema, put a cream on it, take some Accutane, call it a day, right? But here's burn scars, and it depends on where it's at. That absolutely matters. For the rating, these ratings are all over the place, okay? Looking at underlying soft tissue damage there. It just depends on what we are talking about, where it's at, how much of the body is covered. Paralysis of the sciatic nerve. That was skin. Here's sciatic nerve. This is also proposed to change, not the values here, but the criteria. It's going off of gravity levels. I don't really understand it. It's like level 1 through 4. Do you have paralysis of your sciatic nerve? This is in the spine DBQ, so naturally it would be up there with lumbar spine claims. Right, but 60, 40, 20, 10, these are the two most common, mild and moderate. Okay, next is the knee. Range of motion, that's the ankle. Range of motion for the knee. Did I skip the knee? Okay, well, it's up here somewhere. Oh, we already did the knee. Whoops. Okay, it was out of order. My bad. Let's just go to the ankle. Okay, here's the ankle. Ankle, this is ankylosis, so very small percentage of veterans there. Limitation of the ankle, 2010. I see a ton of 10% ratings for ankle. That's how that rated. Next is migraines. Don't forget Gamma Core device. I love this thing. Take it on the go. Takes 2 minutes. Put it on your vagus nerve. That's a stimulator. 2-minute treatments. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But here's your migraine rating, right? 50, 30, 10, 20. What people really forget is that to have a compensable rating, you must have prostrating attacks. You can't just get a wee wheel headache. Okay, it's gotta be prostrating. It's gotta suck. And then it's gotta really suck for that. Okay, and the last one of our new ratings here is PTSD. We have the general rating formula for mental disorders. Yes, is it changing? No, I don't think it's favorable. When it says general, it just means that a bunch of conditions are rated under this. That's what it means. So if you have depression, anxiety, insomnia, PTSD, SSD, unspecified disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, and delirium, okay, it's all going to be rated on the same. You'll have a single rating. Anyways, that is 170, 50, 30, 10, and 0. This is kind of just like a vomit mess of symptoms. All right, and so you can see that once you see the semicolon here, you can read symptoms like suicidal ideation, obsessional rituals, speech, obscure, irrelevant, panic or depression, impaired impulse control. Wow, spatial disorientation, that sucks. Neglect of personal appearance and hygiene, very, 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 very common. Difficulty in adapting to stressful circumstances, and inability to establish and maintain effective relationships. That's a huge one, especially if you have children. Anyways, that's how the VA rates the top 10 disabilities as fast as possible. I'm going to link a playlist down below that has these disabilities, all of them, and a lot more, and it deep dives into like M21 TAC1 stuff, how the VA actually rates it. But yeah, here's the top 10. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. Bye.